How much time is required for clinical recovery after a traumatic brain injury?
Very difficult question to answer. Generally speaking, the body and the brain is somewhat forgiving. If an adult undergoes a traumatic brain injury, the brain goes into a temporary period of relative neuroplasticity. What does that mean? So children have a lot of neuroplasticity. What does that mean? The brain is actively forming new connections. And this makes sense because children are learning things. Infants are seeing sights and sounds and senses. Brain connections are forming. The brain is has high neuroplasticity. This continues into young childhood, adolescence, etc. And as one gets older, the neuroplasticity of the brain, or its ability to form new connections and learn new things, decreases. We've all sort of heard the adage, old dog, new tricks. There's some physiological truth to that. Now that's not absolute. This is an important reason for, as we all age, continue learning, continue stimulating the brain to maintain that neuroplasticity as much as possible. I digress. After traumatic brain injury, regardless of the age, the brain tends to be a little unforgiving and gives you a window of about 12 months. After that traumatic brain injury, for about 12 months, there'll generally be a heightened level of neuroplasticity. So this is the important time window in which to perform intense neuro rehab exercises. What does that mean? Does that sound like exercises like pull-ups and push-ups and biceps curls? Something like that, but for the brain. So there's multiple neuro rehab websites out there, Luminosity, Brain HQ, Happy Neuron, for example. Excellent websites. There's free trials and there's pretty low cost paid subscriptions. These offer brain challenges and brain teasers like we used to do sort of in school in the gifted and talented classes. But this is not a game. This is exactly what the brain needs to do to build those connections back as much as possible in that window after traumatic brain injury. So clinical recovery, the best thing that can be done, and we strongly recommend this to all traumatic brain injury patients, do intense neuro rehab as much as you can. If you want to contact us, we'll send you a PDF with the leading sort of neuro rehab websites. But as I named, Luminosity, Brain HQ, Happy Neuron are a few of them. Register, do as much of those as you can, and try to build back those connections, because there's a window of opportunity, generally about 12 months, it's not an exact science, that will close after a certain time period. After that, improvement is much more difficult.